welcome back to my channel. I am, oh my glasses are fogging up, but I am on my way back to St. Lucia and I'm in flight right now. So happy that the plane is empty. I'm with Akeem and we just checked in. It wasn't too bad of a process, but you definitely need your negative COVID test printed and your travel authorization letter printed as well. Now the travel authorization letter, I would try to submit all of that information early because I literally got my response like late last night, and I had to email them. I think they forgot about me because Akeem, we submitted ours at the same time and he got his back maybe a couple days ago. But anyhow, you definitely need those two things printed. Make sure that the date is on it too. Mine didn't have a date on there, but I was able to show them the email.
Thank you for your attention.
They're doing the safety demo, so give me a second.
The yellow cup goes over your nose and mouth like so, and slip the band.
We ask that you keep your face covering on. If you are unwilling to or unable to follow the safety requirement, you may not be allowed to fly with us in the future.
Okay, so like I was saying, you need to have these two papers, your negative COVID test and your travel authorization letter. You're going to get this in the mail. I applied for home quarantine, so this is the approval for it. And I would print out the email and the PDF that's attached because they were looking for the date of it, and I had to show them the email to show them that I got it recently. I had to get it last night, so mine didn't even print. I got it late last night. I didn't even print clearly. But yeah, your negative COVID test, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Within 7 days, everything needs to be submitted, but I would recommend doing it as early as possible because they do take a while to send this information, because they were looking for this like at so many checkpoints, and if I didn't have this printed, I think I would have had a little bit of some issues. But anyway, our flying time is 4 hours and 7 minutes to St. Lucia, and I'll update you guys along the way.
Flight attendants, please prepare to take off.
And we're taking off. I'm about to be so hot when I land with all this. So I went on the other side of the plane. Can you see it? On the other side of the plane so I could see the pitons.
People still clap on flights? I know she's wondering the same thing.
There was like one person clapping, and I think it's the flight attendant. So we're here, and hoping for a smooth process to head home to quarantine.
After landing, all customers must clear immigration, claim check luggage, and proceed through customs.
I'm so hot. Like, I really hope that my temperature isn't higher because I have all this on. Last time when I came down, they had to pull some people aside because they had to cool down because they were waiting. They were outside
in the sun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Temperature check. Each of the residents.
Oh.
We need the health questionnaire. Alright, so apparently you need a health screening questionnaire. Which, I mean, I didn't know passport, home address, intended address, if you're staying at a hotel, any children, and COVID questions and medical history questions. Pretty simple. After getting our temperature checks and completing the health questionnaire, which you can find online and print in advance on stlucia.org, we made our way to the residence line where we sat down and presented our travel authorization for home quarantine. We were given green wristbands, which we were to wear until we arrived at our destination. Afterwards, we completed a basic form which required our names, contact information, and directions to our home. We were also given guidelines for home quarantine and a quarantine information sheet, which included our health officer's contact in our region. We signed that we read and understood the terms and conditions and agreed to abide by the rules and regulations of home quarantine, and we were good to go. And that was a pretty simple process. They verified our home quarantine stuff and we're headed to customs. I hope customs doesn't harass me.
I want my head to be at ease.
Right? Like, they would be the only ones to ruin this process. Oh, you have my...
Yes.
Is that it? Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Okay guys, so I am home and I've started my home quarantine, and I really wish that I had a seamless, perfect experience to give you for the back end, for the second half of my arrival.
But we didn't.
And I thought it would be customs giving me a hard time, but it wasn't. Customs was actually very kind and let us go with no problem. They didn't want to dig up in all of our bags and give us a hard time. I thought customs would give me a hard time, but guess who gave me a hard time? Airport taxi. I understand that it's COVID and everyone wants to make their money, but I just don't appreciate the lies and the dishonesty and the attitudes from airport taxis. You do have options aside from the airport. I wonder if people can hear the goat outside.
Welcome back to the Caribbean.
I'm like, this goat is so loud. But yeah, you can take, there are COVID approved taxis in St. Lucia that are not the airport taxis. You just have to get SLASPA approval. SLASPA is, how you say it again, St. Lucia? Whatever.
We'll Google it.
The police, the airport police transportation people.
Yeah. I think it's air and seaport.
Ports authority.
Anyway, moving from there.
Whatever. Anyways, yeah. They told us that we have to use the airport taxi, which is a lie. You have to take a COVID approved transportation home. You can have a family member staying at the home that you're staying to pick you up, but you do need approval from the CMO. They were giving us such a hard time. It seems like the police officers and the taxi drivers at the airport are like buddy and trying to like scam people into taking the taxis, and I wasn't here for it. I was like, I'm not giving any of you my money. Like, if I have to take the helicopter, I will give the helicopter my money. And they even told me I can't take the helicopter because I'm going to home quarantine or whatever, and I'm just like, the helicopter is COVID approved. There are COVID approved taxis that can take us home. I don't have to take your taxi. They've been doing that, and I've had people traveling to St. Lucia that landed and they staying at the hotels, and the hotels are telling them they have to take the hotel taxis. They have to take the hotel taxi for a tour. They have to take the airport taxi, and it's simply not true. I helped out a girl recently, and a cousin of mine is a COVID approved, COVID certified taxi driver, and he helped her. I set her up with him. He picked her up, he brought her back to the airport, he took her on the tours, and it's kind of like, if you don't have the information, if you don't do the research, they will try to like scam you. I don't like that. I really don't appreciate that. And yeah, the officer was giving me such a hard time. I asked to speak with the person in charge. The taxi driver took me to his officer friend, and the officer friend didn't even want to acknowledge me. He told me, he acknowledged the taxi driver, and he's like, did you explain what it is? Well, that's it. I don't want to hear it. I was just like, excuse me? You have not even spoken to me. At this point, everybody's getting reported. Like, I'm about to turn into a whole Karen out here. I'm just like, this is like, you know, I think is really unacceptable. I think there should be informational lists with all the COVID approved taxis, or a way that you can get them so that you can, you know, arrange your transportation and wherever you need to go. It's not fair that you're trying to force people into taking airport taxis, which they are charging a whole lot of money, when there are other taxis that can give you a better price. And it's simply, it's dishonest. I don't like it. There was no way I was paying them. I did get a COVID approved taxi to take us, and that's who I will give my business. That's it. No. So I will make another video with information on who you can book through once you get to St. Lucia, both information for tourists and returning nationals who are going to home quarantine. Whatever information, I will do that in another video. But this was my experience traveling back home to St. Lucia. It was great. It was pretty seamless from checking in, landing, just the step that we had to take, the screening process. That went well. Customs and immigration was nice. It's just, I cannot give a good review with these airport taxis. Like, they are scammers, and I will help promote the other local taxis in another video, because there are options and I'm here to help. So I'm home starting my 2-week quarantine. I will try to do as much content as I can, and yeah, look out for that video with the information on the other taxis. And thank you all for watching, and goodbye.